How fast should we accelerate students? What are the effects of acceleration on the gifted student? How do we combat boredom with the gifted student? How do educators strategize in successful transitioning with the gifted student? By using community-centered classrooms and questioning, does this setting help or harm the gifted student? What are the community-centered classrooms' functions? They function as honor classes where the goal is to have students work in a community-centered classroom, allowing students to collaborate together to derive solutions to problems. They're also learning is a shared goal. The purpose of community-centered learning: discuss evidence, question each other's logic. Students can work together to build understanding between themselves, and after much effective discussion, students may want to revise their work while being respectful of other students' opinions. Not all students are community-centered learners. This is seen in some accelerated learners. These students are not comfortable sharing knowledge with peers. The challenge for the educator. Educator must create a smooth transition for the gifted student into the community-centered classrooms. Three dimensions of motivation are membership, self-efficacy, and interest. Self-efficacy refers to the student's academic self-concepts or perceptions of their ability to learn and to do science. Membership refers to learning activities where students have likely had negative effects. Refers to the student's sense of social connectedness or belonging and increases the student's cognitive engagement. Students with strong sense of membership connect to other students of the learning community. Interest characterizes the level of value students place on learning science concepts. How do we use acceleration? It should be used only when parents, teachers, and the gifted student feel there is a low motivational level in the student. Challenges the gifted student faces when first entering the centered learning community. Some are uncomfortable competing with other students of the same ability. These students' self-efficacy, interests, and membership have been uprooted. Some students are unmotivated in the regular classroom. Their motivational level oftentimes increases. What are the challenges for educators? Educators must strategize to create a smooth transition for the gifted student into the community-centered science classrooms. Transition challenges are pre-acceleration and during the post-acceleration times. In pre-acceleration, we have the big fish, little pond effect, which is known as a comparison theory, where the gifted student feels much superior to the less gifted student. Gifted students have high self-efficacy and are able to master academic challenges in the regular classroom. Students compare their academic level to the less developed students. As educators, we must beware of student perfectionism. These students have no interest in doing unchallenging work, so they begin to strive to be perfect. This has crippling effects. It leaves students frustrated and may lead to not participating in class because of their perception of failure. Positive effects of acceleration. Some students develop good social perceptions. Some become independent learners. They receive extra challenging assignments, and they concentrate on increasing academic skills. They also have positive effects, encourage students to be persistent in mastering concepts. Negative effects of acceleration: some students have poor interpersonal skills, can decrease students' membership in the learning community, can increase autonomy and isolation as learners. Negative effects of acceleration on the student: poor prosocial perceptions, uncomfortable with group work, students feel of isolation, students do not want to be responsible for educational achievements of their classmates. Post-acceleration negative effects. Decrease in self-efficacy at first, a lower sense of academic ability, they doubt ability to succeed, and their interest declines. Social adjustment can be difficult at times. Post-acceleration positive effects. Student has a greater sense of membership due to the student being placed in a higher level class. Giving students the opportunity to revise their ideas and work will raise self-efficacy. Teachers need to give control to students in order to master the content. Increases collaboration by scaffolding. Educators should scaffold social interactions. Scaffolding techniques should include modeling strategies and incorporating jigsaw activities. Jigsaw processes is where individual students first become experts on a particular area, then they rejoin the group and present their findings. Encourages students' cognitive sharing and helps to develop confidence in the new student's accelerated setting. We must educate the parents. By educating parents about transition issues, the teacher increases the student's self-efficacy and emotional support. When the student perceives parental support, the student has an increased sense of belonging. Acceleration philosophy helps lessen the intensity and duration of transition issues. Educators need to take into account how these students are science learners, but also the culture of acceleration in the classroom. Things to keep in mind. Helpful tips. Purpose is to increase the student's challenges and success. For the student, this can be a shift in perceptions due to the transition, and at first, a low self-efficacy issue. An increase of humiliation and anxiety at first. And we as teachers must have compassion.